Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Select Start Radio. I am one of your hosts, D.O.B. in Sacramento, California. With me, my guy Hoodnerd in Oakland.
Hey.
It is April the 25th, 2024, episode 10. 10. Man.
Episodes in the books.
10 of them in the books. That's so crazy saying 10 when I remember we were like at 200 and...
yeah. It's all fresh.
It's crazy. So, okay, before we get into anything,
Sure.
your background is different.
Way different.
What happened?
What we talked about, I moved.
Okay. So what is that a logo on the wall? Or is something just shining?
It's a black hole.
A black hole.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, I see it now. It's so funny what your eyes think something is, and then when you finally realize what it is, it's like,
yeah, I'm trying.
Okay, then I see I see the vibes over there. I see the vibes.
Oh, ain't no vibes yet. Ain't no vibes yet. It's just a setup. I threw this together. You're not gonna see what's here. You're not gonna see anything else. You see it's a box right there. Yeah, no, ain't no vibes. No, not yet. Chaos.
That's funny. Funny enough, though, it don't look bad.
Thank
like
you.
if you wouldn't have said anything,
Yeah.
I mean, nobody could really tell. Or
Yeah.
know.
I mean, I kind of threw something together just to look somewhat half decent on camera. Luckily, you can't see anything around me. But yeah, no, it doesn't look bad on camera at all.
No, it doesn't actually. So how's the whole move and everything been going?
It's been good. It's been good so far. Just getting everything in order. I think one box came up missing. But it wasn't much in it. Some old pots. I think some old like dishes, wasn't nothing crazy. So it was kind of like, all right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Well, that's cool. But everything else been going smooth. Are you guys all done? Like not done unpacking, but done moving stuff in?
I still have to go get my shoes and a few more things from the other place before I'm done. So I've been doing that periodically through the week, going to grab stuff. But yeah, I got to grab my shoes and some other things that I left over there. A couple of like rugs, some other shit that I need to grab. But pretty much I'm out. We gone. You know what I'm saying? So.
And I seen a post on your IG. I want to say, I mean, I don't see everything that you post, but I want to say that was the first time you posted this individual.
No.
But I was okay.
Definitely not. I just don't post a lot.
Right,
but yeah,
right.
Definitely not. No.
Okay. So, because I don't know what I can and can't say. That's why.
You can say whatever you want. I mean, I don't care.
Okay, cool. So your first time moving in with somebody else, first time ever, like
yeah, first time. I all the times before I never really had the opportunity because either I was abroad or the person at the time I was dating was abroad. So either if I was here, they were there, and if I was there, they were here. You know what I'm saying? So it just never was the right time. And then after that relationship, which was 8 billion years ago, nah, it wasn't nobody. So yeah, this is the first.
Well, congratulations, man. I'm glad everything's going smoothly.
Thank you.
I hate moving my damn self.
That's the worst.
But all her stuff is good. She don't have no more back and forth.
No, actually, she has to go to the city tomorrow for some shit. But nothing crazy though. She don't really got to go get nothing. She just going to do the final like cleaning and grab the router and shit like that. But like, yeah, she's pretty much out. I got more to do.
Space coming along.
Good. It feels like a place. We made sure that the living room, like the kitchen area was up in the bedroom. I didn't really start working on my room until like yesterday, really. You know what I'm saying? Started taking stuff out of box in here. Kind of got the main area up first before I start working on my shit.
Okay. Man, so you're in a new space now.
New
So
space.
is it as now that your stuff is in there? Is it still as big as you thought it would be?
It's bigger than I thought. I mean, it's bigger than I. You don't know until you get into a place, but like
Right.
each room has been bigger than we remembered it. So it's kind of like it worked out. You know what I'm saying? Like it worked out in the
Absolutely.
best way possible. Um, Not saying we remember them being small, but it's like, damn, it's more room than we thought. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of me condensing a lot of this shit back into a space again. You know what I'm saying? I had a whole
Mm.
thing to do it. Now I gotta like tighten it up. So that means I gotta like get rid of some shit um, to like condense, and it's time. You know what I'm saying? Start fresh. So there's
Where's the
definitely things
PlayStation at?
right here.
Okay, so it's gonna be in your office.
It's but I've always had it like that. So like it's movable though. So I have it set up to where I can just pick it up, unplug it, plug it in the living room. Same thing. You know what I'm saying? So if I
Yeah.
ever want to play in the living room, I can just unplug, plug back in to HDMI into a plug that just lives in the living room and then just get busy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Have you built your your sim racing setup yet? Have you put that back together? Or?
it wasn't really disassembled. Pretty much, it just got rolled over, kind of. But no, it's not fully set up yet. It won't
So
be that
it's
long.
gonna all fit in there, and you still have enough room to play around with.
It's right here. It's
Okay,
right.
dope. Because I can't remember how big yours is. It's been a minute since I've.
Um,
uh
I mean, I guess it just depends on who's sitting in it. But
Yeah, right. Well,
obviously, if I'm sitting in it, it's gonna be a
yeah,
lot
that's what I'm
longer
saying.
seat.
Well,
Right now, I haven't like leaned the seat back, so I haven't put it in my racing form. But yeah, it fits. It fits fine.
so for people, because there are people that don't know, explain because they probably like, what you mean when you sit in the capels? So you have to explain how tall you are.
Tall, really tall. I mean, they'll see, right? They'll see in a couple weeks. Couple months.
Oh, right, right,
Yeah.
right.
I don't. Time is a flat fucking circle, dog. I don't know shit. They'll see tomorrow. They'll see it. I
Oh,
know.
also, your birthday just passed. Happy birthday! Your birthday was on 20, shockingly enough.
420. That's right. Light one,
So
smoke one, free of
how'd
blood.
that go?
Hope they did. Hope you did. It went well. I didn't. I didn't do shit this year. I will be though. In a couple weeks.
I
And
thought
we
y'all went
got
out to
like
dinner.
we went to dinner, but I didn't do anything with like the people. And I
Gotcha.
usually always do something for my birthday, whether it's like a lake day or something. You came to my lake party, my
Yeah,
like 40th birthday because my 40th was in COVID, so we redid it.
man.
Um, but yeah, no, I something like that. And it's crazy. This weekend, my birthday weekend here was so beautiful. One of the best, like most beautiful weekends I've seen in the Bay Area in like years. It was crazy. It was like it was crazy. Like every
Well, even
scene
though the year your party was super nice
it
too.
was, but minus the wind and the cold. So take
Yeah, well, yeah, what?
everything. So take all of that, but no wind and no cold. So it
Man,
was that day, but just minus that wind and that cold. You know what I'm saying? And when the sun set, it was just nice the whole day. Like San
that's what's up.
Francisco, people, usually people in the city have jackets on. People had their
Hmm.
jackets around their waist because it was so warm and so nice. People were expecting to be cold, and it wasn't all weekend. But now it's raining, so back to the Bay shit.
Yeah, yeah.
back
It's
on our
like the
bullshit.
weather is like schizophrenic right now because I'm like because it was raining. It rained for a little bit out here today, nothing
Yeah,
crazy, but it was still cloudy. I'm like, dude, when is this going away?
April
I'm
showers
also
bring May
not.
flowers. Is
I'm
that what
not
they
in a
say?
rush to get to the 100-degree weather either.
That's what y'all got. We
But
shh,
I'm not
no.
in a rush to get to that. But yeah, man, I'm happy you had a good birthday. I'm happy everything's coming along with the move
Yeah,
and everything. So that's dope.
I got taken to a Japanese steakhouse in the city. It was really
Man, that
nice.
sounds
It
good.
was fire. It was
That
fire.
sounds real good.
Roca Acosta, something like that. Rosa Acosta. It's like Roka. It's in the financial district. I can't remember the last name of the restaurant, but it's a Japanese steakhouse. It was fire though.
That
Everything was
sounds
hella
good as
good.
hell,
It was.
especially right now.
It was hella good. It was hella good, bro.
That's what's up. That's where she took you.
Yeah, yeah, that's where we went. So we didn't do much. We came back after that, came to the house, and just got busy again. You know what I'm saying? It was almost like a little break, little
Oh, y'all
birthday break.
already starting to make babies. Okay.
Ain't none of that happened around here.
Soon as you got back in the house, it got busy.
Yeah, working, tearing down the house. We had to move the
Oh,
next day.
okay. I thought you
I had to move the next day. Shit.
thought you were saying y'all was practicing making babies.
It was my
"Okay, I get
birthday, to
warmed
be fair.
up."
Wink.
Yeah, that's what's up. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, for sure. It was my birthday.
so, so I take you've been gaming it all because you've been prepping for this move.
No, no. Only thing I did was do a focus group about gaming, but I haven't gamed. Never been on a game
Okay.
on shit.
How much of a how much of a focus group information can you share who it was with?
There's no name. They don't really have like they didn't really specify like the group. You know what I'm saying? Like who it was
Okay.
for. But
Okay.
yeah, you sign
Okay.
NDA. You know what I'm saying? Like usual, you
Of
sign
course.
NDA, and
Yeah. I
it's
haven't did one of those in
yeah. I had neither.
damn
I had
since I
neither,
was
but
in my
like I
early
said,
20s.
I hadn't done it in a while, and it was like, shit, fuck it. It was right down the street.
Why
Luckily,
not?
it was nice. It was right down
Right.
the block. Yeah, it was like 5 minutes away from where I live, so made it even better.
Right.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, I haven't outside of like I literally right, right before the podcast was playing a little bit of Madden only because today's the NFL draft.
that's right.
So the 49ers, we picked up a receiver in the first one.
Yeah, slot
I'm about
receiver.
to yeah, I'm gonna have to look into him. I hadn't heard of him, so I'm gonna definitely check some tape out and see what they're saying about him. So it just had me in the mode in the mode to play some Madden, so I went ahead and turned that on for a little bit and play some Mutt as we talked about.
What?
Um, and as we talked about in podcast past. Um, but yeah, so off this week's news, Sony Pictures is reportedly in talks about Paramount.
I can see
That's
that.
pretty damn big. Because Paramount is not a slouch of a studio, but I also didn't know they was looking to sell.
I mean, I don't think they
So
doing that well. I mean, I think
interesting.
outside of Tom Cruise, what does Paramount have going on?
Excuse me, that is a good ass question.
In Sonic, like Sonic and Tom Cruise. I can't think of anything Paramount Pictures has made, and they used to be like the they used to be one of the biggest. Shit, they had an amusement park out here.
Yeah, at one point, yeah,
Yeah.
at one point. Um, I so because
Oh,
I'm curious.
Transformers, SpongeBob,
Uh,
Star Trek. Hmm.
yeah, I mean, they have a rich history. Is MTV owned by them or Viacom?
Viacom.
Viacom, that's what it is. Okay, but I don't think Viacom has anything to do with MTV anymore or with Paramount anymore. But yeah, I just that would be major for Sony though. Because
Yeah, it
they
would be.
definitely have a rich movie catalog for sure. I can't remember everything now. But like A Quiet Place, I know that was with Paramount. Um, in regards to TV, uh, a show that I watch that got really repetitive on Amazon was Tom Clancy's Jacken. I recommend that show if anybody is looking for a show on Amazon Prime to watch. For
Jack
me, it got
Ryan.
repetitive after a while. Yeah. They also did one of my favorite movies of all time, Mean Girls. So they one thing Paramount does have is a bunch of like those like teeny bopper type movies. Because I want to say The Wood, one of my other favorite movies, is Paramount. Um, yeah, like you said, Tom Cruise,
Yeah,
Transformers, all
just
that
Tom
stuff.
Cruise. Just say Tom Cruise. Just say Tom Cruise. That's Paramount Pictures. Tom Cruise. Top Gun, Tom Cruise. Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise. That's it. That's all you need to know. That's what they get their money from. One's $1 billion franchise. The other one's like a almost $1 billion franchise. Yeah, that's it. And then Transformers. Other than
But
that,
I didn't know Sony Pictures was
one of the
doing that
biggest.
much better.
They one of the biggest. They
Because I
one.
know they own half of Las Vegas,
They
but
own Spider Man. That's all I'm gonna say, and we just walk away from that. They own Spider Man. That's it. Just leave it alone. Just go. You got it. That's it. Spider Man. That's all they need. They got Ghostbusters too, but they have Spider Man, and now they have Into the Spider Verse and Spider Man. Yeah, no, they good. They don't need nothing else. That's why they'll never sell Spider Man ever, unless it goes bad for them.
so I pulled this up real quick. It says Paramount Pictures library consists of more than 1,000 films, including such classics as Star Trek, Godfather, Indiana Jones franchise, Academy Award winning Braveheart, Forrest Gump. That was my movie. Titanic. That's my movie too. Um, and current favorites such as Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise, and Transformers.
Yeah,
So,
so damn near a bunch of nothing now. Tom Cruise. We said it. It's goddamn Tom Cruise and Transformers, bro, and Yellowstone on goddamn TV. That's it, bro. They don't have shit. Damn, Paramount used to be smacking back in the day.
yeah, and
Mm-mm-mm.
Sonic, like you said too. Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic. That's it. That's all I could think of.
Wow.
That's all I could think of for Paramount. That's it. I couldn't think of any other movies.
Let's take a look at this. It's time worldwide box office. Paramount Picture movies. We already know what it is. Titanic. With 2.2 billion at the box office. Next
I
up
wonder what
is
that. I wonder what that. I wonder what that did for inflation.
I
You
don't
know,
have that
because
here.
that movie.
Because yeah, I was look because normally they have those numbers, and I looked down and they
Yeah,
didn't have it.
that movie came out in
So
what 90.
97,
Yeah, so
97.
what would 97 money be in 2024? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So how much would that movie have made this year if it came out, right? So
So I'll go with their top 10 films. Titanic is number one. Top Gun Maverick is two. Transformers Dark of the Moon is three. Transformers of Extinct is four. Five is Transformers.
you go. You definitely gonna say Tom Cruise at some point.
Well, Tom Cruise was two.
Yeah, but he got another one,
What?
and I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. Six is Shrek the Third. Shockingly, I'm
Hey,
shocked.
that no,
I'm
that's a
shocked
big
not
one.
the original Shrek. I would have thought the original would have been higher than Shrek the Third, but nonetheless.
Wasn't
Indiana Jones, Mission Impossible, Shrek, Shrek Forever After is nine, and 10, Madagascar. And then kind of going down Forrest Gump, Kung Fu Panda, Iron Man. I didn't know that
yeah
they
the
did Iron
first
Man
the
too.
first the first Iron Man? Yeah,
And then we go to Transformers again, Madagascar again, Puss in Boots, World War Z, How to Train a Dragon, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Uh, but oh my God, Transformers is all over this. It's all
so
over this
that's why they'll
list.
never stop making them shits. Make so much money.
God dang, Wolf of Wall Street, Grease, classic. Yeah, oh, that's a horrible. I don't want even to mention that one. Captain America,
What movie?
the first Avenger. Um, yeah. So okay. So that I mean, yeah, like again, like you had said, Transformers. I didn't know
Transformers.
Transformers was dominating like that though. I mean, I know I like Transformers, but I didn't know that it was
Yes.
dominating like that.
Yes. They was making too
So
much money off the Transformers.
I'm curious how much, because Sony owns hell movie studios already, including their own. Because what's the one with the tiger? I can't think. The one with the
MGM
yeah, there you go. I remember when they had bought them
and Columbia.
and Columbia. Yep. So damn. So now that makes me wonder. Let me see. What's the Oh, I guess they don't have that statistic.
For what?
Oh, Universal. The biggest wait.
Fast and
I think
Furious.
are they thinking
Or Universal
about
Pictures?
Oh, okay. No, they I was trying to figure out what was the biggest movie studio, but they're thinking I mean
Oh, like
like
largest
Universal.
studio. Yeah, like the largest
Yeah.
studio, movie studio.
Yeah. Cuz the major ones, so it says the major film studios is Universal, Paramount, Warner Brothers, obviously Walt Disney, and then Sony.
I feel like it's got to be Sony or WB,
Yeah, probably.
with Disney
Not
probably in
Disney?
third or
Cuz I know
second.
Disney owns hella
Well,
stuff.
now Disney probably is number one because when the Fox merger, they
When
bought
they bought
Fox.
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, Disney's probably one, and then WB and what you call it, Sony could fight off at second and third. Like I think that would be
Yeah.
my guess.
Huh, that's interesting.
And I would probably give it to Sony because of Spider Man, but then you go Universal got Fast and the Furious, right? So it's like fight who makes more money.
Well, I mean, well then Disney has Marvel.
You're right. That's what I'm saying. They're number one.
Oh, got you.
Everybody else is fighting for
Okay,
like
I see
two,
what you're saying.
three, and
I
four.
see what you're
Yeah, like
saying. Yeah,
so Sony and what you call was like for like two or three. Yeah, I mean Universal has Jurassic Park, the Minions. You know what I'm saying? So
I held the Minions, boy.
right, exactly. Mario Brothers movie, Back to the Future, the 50 Shades series, Waterworld. They just did Oppenheimer,
I
The
remember
Grinch.
Waterworld.
Yeah,
That's my
they're up there.
movie.
Jaws. Yeah, Universal ain't playing no game. Twister, one of my favorites. The old school Twister, not the
You
new
know,
one.
this is about to go so far left. I'm shocked there's no.
They did Nope. Ink. They did Nope.
This
Ink
this is
on
this is why
Scarface.
this is why we got to start our other podcast. I'm shocked there's no porn named Jaws.
I'm pretty sure there is. I'm pretty sure it's not a. I'm pretty sure it's not a porn name on this planet that hasn't been thought of. I guarantee there's Jaw Auses. Okay. Hold on, my headphones fell out. Hold on. Damn.
Oh man, this podcast just took a hard left. Oh man, that was funny. A hard left. Pause, no Diddy. Ain't that what the kids say today?
I don't know. I don't fuck with them. No, it's fine.
Oh, fuck with these kids.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we will get into TikTok. So Joe Biden signed the bill.
Uncle Joe
It's
did
funny
it
how
again.
they do these. It's funny how they do these bills though because because the bill was for all the foreign aid. So all the money that they're sending to Ukraine, so
Russia,
on and so forth. They definitely
Taiwan.
ain't sending no money to
No, no, no,
Russia.
no, no. But everywhere they're sending is a
Oh yeah,
battleground against their
Oh
enemies. So it's
right,
like if you send it to
exactly.
Ukraine, why are you sending it to Ukraine? Russia. You send it to
Right.
Taiwan. Why you send it to Taiwan? China. Why you sending it to Israel?
Mm.
Everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what they doing. Like,
Everybody else. But yeah, so within that bill also was the TikTok ban. So it's like, well, obviously everybody's gonna vote for this foreign aid, and TikTok was also on that same bill. So I hate that they do stuff like that. I wish the way, because even in the states like California, because this is what I do for a living at the second working for the Secretary of State of California. Like I hate how they put all these different initiatives on one bill instead of just putting
that's how
each
they hide that
individual
shit.
initiative. Exactly.
They just hide it
Exactly.
so the common person not gonna pay attention. Like I voted for this, but yeah, you also voted for boom, 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 boom,
Exactly.
boom. They gonna knock your
Mm-hmm.
ass down because that's what they
Yep.
really wanted. They didn't care about that. They really wanted the other thing. So yeah, it's fucked up. But
Right. So but so now I don't know how much this is true because I haven't fully researched it yet. But supposedly, and this would be so god dang funny. Supposedly TikTok has another app coming out, which would be hilarious. Uh,
they barely use the one they got now.
but they
I need to
supposedly have
start doing
another
that
app
more. I'm
coming
sorry.
out. But also because they're getting ready to go to court, so pretty much legally the way it's set up now because the ban is in place, they have a year. So everybody who loves TikTok, you have a year. Um, but the pretty much China has a year to either sell it to an American company, which is some crazy ass
No more dancing.
shit.
People don't
they
dance no
they
more. All
they
they do is
they are
this.
trying to
All they do.
right.
Now
They're
people
trying to
dance.
force this company to sell. I don't even know how any of this is even legal,
Mm,
but America does what they want. So
it's
they have to
crypto.
sell their company to an American company
Mm-hmm.
in order for it to not get banned. They can't sell to a European company. They can't sell to a Japan. It has to be in. I'm like,
All right.
the logistics of that is so fucked up.
It's a slippery slope.
So
It's a slippery slope,
and
man. Because there's a lot of the U.S. relies on a lot of Chinese stuff. So imagine they just ban some shit like, nah, actually, y'all can't sell over here. Y'all got to get a Chinese buyer to buy this and sell it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like petty,
right,
because these countries are
absolutely,
petty. So
absolutely.
that's not against the rule. Like,
We're
oh,
probably the
now you can't
pettiest.
Tesla, you can't sell in this country no more. Sorry. You got to
Right,
change your name. You can't be Tesla in China. You got to be whatever, or you got to sell it to our big manufacturer over here. Otherwise, get out. They can do whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
right,
Apple, we know you like being over here, but nah. But you still gonna use our shit because we need to. You're indebted to us. So yeah,
right.
interesting to know how their TikTok became like the battleground for like social media, like purity, I guess.
Hmm.
And it's like, dog, social media's been a trash ground since the dawn of time. Like, why all of a sudden
Yeah.
TikTok? Now, what you could be mad at is the fact that in China they show their kids different things than they show our kids. I think that would be the thing to lean on, right? Like, bro, you over in China, kids can't watch certain things. They can only do this. They do this, but here they just pollute us with bullshit, right? Which is
But
okay.
here's the kicker, and I had to ask somebody about this. Um, all social media apps in China are like that. It's not even just a TikTok
Sure.
thing
So,
because they litigate their internet
of
where we
course,
don't
yes,
yet. They're trying to,
of course they are.
but we don't. So that's why I feel like it's because they can't control even which is interesting though because even in these meetings that they've been doing with Apple, Facebook, Google, so on, like there is a TikTok representative there. So I don't. It's I to me, there's way more
It's a
to this
waste of
than
time.
what
It's a
they're
waste of
saying.
money. It's a waste of just. It's a waste. It's a waste.
But number one, our government is just mad that first off, the internet just went way beyond what they thought it was, and they
Well,
want a piece of the pie. And it's like,
well, yeah. I
so you're
mean,
mad at these companies that they're mad that Google has more information on U.S. civilians than they do.
Should listen.
That's first and
Hey man,
foremost.
you had Al Gore's internet before everybody. That's your fault for being terrible at it. You know what I'm saying? Or not utilizing it the way you could have. Like,
It's a
okay.
perfect example as to why the people who lead this country need to be at a younger age, because everybody that's making decisions for people that are 20, 30, 40 are your fucking grandparents' age and casket ready. It's like there needs to be a more youthful presence in our
Well,
government,
well,
but
no,
it's also
and no
boring as
offense,
shit.
and no offense to the elderly. But yeah, I do think if there's a limit on how old you can be to be president or be in office or be something, then there should be a maximum age in which you can run. Same thing
One would
for
think.
same thing for the Supreme Court. You should not have 90-year-olds or 80-year-olds governing things from a time when slavery existed, right? Or you know what I'm saying? Like they have a different mindset on when like
Mm-hmm.
redlining, or they grew up during redlining, they grew up during apartheid, whatever the fuck. They grew up doing hella different things. I mean, some art what Ruth Gator Ginsburg, RGB, she was alive during the King assassination. You know what I'm saying? It's hella shit that she was alive for, and she was still doing it all the way up until no diss to her, but look what happened. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like you stay so long, it actually caught. It was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Or it's like she's in there forever. It's like, yeah, but what happens when she leaves? You know what I'm saying? And it left a huge void, which got filled by another seat that fucked a lot of shit up for a lot of people. Some people on one side were happy, some people on the other side aren't, because it's like, it's like it's a cold game. You just shouldn't have a lifetime seat when you become a justice. That's the one.
None of those seats should be lifetime. Well, those are the only ones, but I feel like all those seats should be term, personally.
Yeah. I don't even know how we
Now,
got
whether the
here.
terms are different, but because of TikTok and our government
Oh
trying
yeah.
to.
Oh yeah.
But so yeah, but they have a year to sell.
It'll
They're
be
not
fine. It'll
going
just
to. They're going to sue, and so I think it's. I think at the end of the day, I think TikTok's going to be fine. I will be shocked when the day comes if TikTok actually does get removed from these stores.
I just think
So
I just think I don't know. They just trying to pick a fight that doesn't need to be fought. It's stupid.
absolutely,
It's a dumb
that's why I
fight.
said there's more there what they lead to be believed. So that's why I'm like, that's more than them. Uh,
Yeah,
oh well, they
China's
show their
collecting all
people
that
this, and I'm like,
China's
well,
collecting
they've
all that
been doing
data
that.
on it. What? They want to sell listen, we can just break it down real quick. They want to sell it to an American company because they want to collect that data in America. No, TikTok has all that data from all those users. They want it. That's why I was like, you can't sell it to you have to sell it to an American company. It's the data, dog. They want that data. They need that data. It's a pipeline. It's money in that data. And they don't want China to have your information, have that data. It's more money for China. Get all kind of Timu ads.
um, so next up, so actually, funny enough, our actual first true piece of gaming news is today.
Hey.
Marks the today in gaming history. We pay homage to the Nintendo Game Boy.
Wow.
It originally released on April 21st, 1988, 1998. Excuse me,
89.
1989.
89.
So, man, that's crazy. That is, ooh, talk about feeling old.
I had one.
35 years ago, man.
I
Huh?
had one.
Yeah, I did too.
Link cable
That
and all.
bad boy. Man, that screen was so. Screens was. I mean, but screens in general were a lot smaller than. Like I want to say like a big screen at that point was like a 32-inch. If you.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Man,
Because they have
because
floor
you had
models.
exactly.
I don't even know big screen. Well, I think there were the ultra big screens, like the big screens, like the big screens that used to weigh like a ton. You know what I'm saying? They basically was like a
Uh,
projector buried in behind a screen, big screens, like them old. I used to love those big screens. I used
Hmm.
to love those things. They used to look so cool in people's homes. Them big ass TVs, just stupid big for no reason. But yeah, Game Boy,
Yeah,
no
man.
light,
Shout out to Nintendo, man.
no light. It was not backlit, y'all. That Game Boy was just a screen. You had to buy a light accessory. You had to buy
There
a
was
light
no color
accessory. Mm-mm.
at the time because they had to come out with the Game Boy Color. I remember
Mm-hmm.
when that.
They had to come in with the light built in
Hmm.
because the light was not. You had to buy that light accessory or in the magnifying glass to see better and the speaker. Game Boy, yeah, Game Boy was dope.
It was, man.
A
Man,
lot of AA batteries.
man.
A lot of AA
Uh,
batteries.
a lot of road trips. I want, man. Whew, yeah. I definitely put some work in on mine. Next up, we have Microsoft. On a positive note, with Microsoft, it says Xbox games revenue surges with Activision boost because they're starting to put Activision games on, which is so like Game Pass was already a good buy. Like now, if you own an Xbox console or PC, like it's even man. I'm really curious to see what this is really going to become. Like, is this really about to like? I know Ubisoft and EA and everybody has theirs, but the thing about theirs is it's their own games. I think that's the difference between Microsoft and everybody else's. Is it's their own games, whereas with Microsoft, it's their games plus everybody else's. So it's like, um, and and what I did not know that they're doing is they're making console versions of the mobile games. So Candy Crush is in Game Pass now too, which is like I'm curious to see how they're doing that. I'm gonna have to watch some YouTube videos on it, but I didn't know that they were going to be adding King, which King was a mobile gaming company that Activision owned, that now Microsoft owns, and one of their biggest games is Candy Crush, among others. But
That's what they wanted. That was one of the biggest acquisitions they got.
man,
That was the
so
one. That was one of the ones. Might have been the one because
probably
Candy Crush is it's still going.
because mobile games
Mm-hmm.
are killed. Like if you guys watched the show a couple of weeks ago, we were going down the statistics of the industry. The mobile gaming market is money wise, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
That is where it's at. Um, so yeah, shout out to Microsoft. They said they saw a 62% revenue increase for Xbox content and services as of that was as of March 31st of 2000 of this year. So shout out to them. Like I said, I'm curious with them owning all these studios plus getting third party content like and then we all know that they want to put Game Pass in other places. I'm curious if them and Sony will ever come to an agreement. Right now, one thing the gaming industry has showed me is just never say never anymore because anything's fucking possible at this point with any of these brands. Like
Well, yeah.
I
All it
honestly
takes is a
wouldn't be
leadership
shocked
shift,
anymore.
right? It just takes a shift in
Absolutely.
leadership, and then boom, we got a new, you know, Sony's talking differently, right? Like, oh, now we
Yeah.
love it. And it's like that's all it takes is new leadership, like
Because
to
my thing
see it
is,
as a little different.
you're getting if put it on your hardware, you're getting a percentage of it. Like it's not like you're not eating off of it, so
I
you
just
don't
don't
have to.
think it's sustainable, but it's killing right now. I just don't think it's sustainable.
It is,
It's
it
not.
is, because the main thing I think about are like the younger gaming audience. I'd say anybody 17. Um, this is a gold mine for them and parents because it's like instead of you spending a full $70 on a game, it's like spend I forgot what their yearly is. I want to say it's like 100 and something. So just spend 70 times and they got over 200 plus games at their fingertips, like, and um, you can either stream and or download, so you have that option as well. So yeah, and the biggest thing with Microsoft is getting those games day and date when it's a first party title. So if they're first party studios at whatever point in time finally start to shell out really good games or games that their fans are interested in or that gamers in general are interested in, like, man, I think if you're a kid that doesn't have that much money, I think it's like a gold mine for people like that. But if you're like somebody of our age where you could kind of pick and choose what games you want to buy, and but even for me though, like I mean, you already have to pay for Xbox Live Gold, so why not add Game Pass on top of that? That's kind of how I look at it. So if I get Xbox Live Gold, I might as well just pay. I think it's only a $5 difference, so why not pay that additional five and get Game Pass on top of Xbox Live? So,
I still don't
but
think it's sustainable, but we're gonna see.
we
I
are.
just don't think it's
Um,
sustainable for the industry. But
well, elaborate on that. We got time.
they have to pay out for those games. Out now, the first party games,
Mm.
right? They bought those studios, so like, all their games, obviously, they're going to be on Game Pass. So the Activision, Blizzard, all those games. But like when they get games that aren't Activision, Blizzard, they have to pay those games, right? So they have to pay those companies and hope that they're paying out hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever for these titles. Um, Sometimes in exorbitant amounts. I just don't know if it's going to. I don't know what the cut is for the publisher. Um, that's another thing. Like, how much does the publisher get off these deals, right? So you pay me $250 up front. Do I get a percentage of each one coming off, or is that just the upfront fee? Because it can't just be the 250 million you gave me or whatever. That's it. And walk away. Like, you crazy. Like, no, I need something off the back end too. So like, what is that, right? Like, what is the download rate, or like, what do you get it per download percentage? We don't know the number. We don't. I don't think we've ever known how it really works
No,
for the
nobody
publishers.
says anything.
Yeah, you just hear publishers. Some publishers say they like it, and some publishers don't. Right? Like some publishers don't because they don't end up making as much money as they thought they would have. If they had
Mm.
just sold it themselves or whatever. So it's interesting. It's a very interesting because it's so popular, but then it's also like it makes money, but then it also like it doesn't. It's so weird. It's like it's crazy. Like it makes bread, but then
And
it's like
and that's why I'm saying
I
it
don't
has
understand.
to be. They're getting something from it because
Yeah, for sure,
these companies are all about money. They ain't
for
gonna do
sure.
nothing. They ain't making them no money. So it's
That's
just like
true.
I wonder with that. I mean, they keep coming back. The games are still there because Microsoft is the only one that we have to go off of. Because
Yeah,
Even with Sony's, it's just
it's
no. I mean, it's
different.
third party too. So yeah,
It's
I,
just the different.
I,
It's just a
I, I
different. It's a different proposition with both of
mm-hmm,
theirs. Is that they're both doing it. They're going about it a different way. Where Microsoft is like
mm-hmm.
Netflix. I don't. I think Sony's more like Costco. Like
Yeah, I
that's
just
a weird. That's
I'm
weird. It's
curious to
weird.
see
Which
in the
one was?
long run.
Which one works?
Yeah,
Yeah. Which one ends up,
or how
or
any of
who,
this gonna work.
or who caves, right? Because somebody's gonna cave. Somebody's gonna switch to the other side. Whether Microsoft keeps doing Game Pass and Sony goes, all right, we got to do something like that too, or Microsoft goes, fuck, it's not working in the long run, and we got to go back to the way it was or whatever. Or figure out. I don't know how you go back now. Um, I don't know if you can. I don't think you can ever go back once you do. That's like going first. It's like going free to play. Once a game goes free to play, it's over. You can never charge me for this game again. You know what I'm saying? You can charge me
Well,
for everything inside the
depending on
game.
their customer base, like if
Yeah,
you're like if only 20% of your consumers are bought into it, that's a low percentage. So and that's the thing, we have no clue on any numbers of any kind, like
nothing.
of the people who own X. Just speaking from the console perspective, because it's on PC too, but just speaking from a
Yeah.
console perspective, for
What's the split?
like
What's the split between PC and
right,
console? Like, how many console users have it? How many people have Game Pass Ultimate for PC? Like, what is it? It's interesting. It's so interesting how they do their numbers. It's very vague.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
that's why even with Netflix, them saying that they're not making any money, I'm like, That shit, that's impossible.
Uber,
Like,
they all,
how are you operating a? That's why again, one day I'm going to sit down and talk to somebody who is an expertise in this area, because it's like, how are you operating a business and you're not, like, the WNBA, right? I was reading this article the other day saying that they lose around 10 million a year, but because the NBA makes so much money, they're able to
yeah,
cover
they
that
eat
10 million
that.
that they're losing.
Yeah,
But it's like, because they're growing the business, the hope is that it will eventually become profitable. Netflix has been around for how long now? Since mid
99,
2000s or so.
98, right? Like,
And all this time you're telling me, let me actually bump that. Let me see when the Netflix digital launch.
Netflix started in 97, August of 97. The digital, 2007.
Okay. Um
So
and
10
you're
years
telling me
later.
it's been over 10 years and no like, I don't know. Like I said, there has to be something there, or you wouldn't keep going for it. Nobody's going to continue to lose money if that's really the case. And then even with Uber, like, you're not going to continue to. So that's why I said there's something there. I don't know. And freaking Netflix stock is insane. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm curious what they mean when they say we aren't profitable or we're not making any money, because that just sounds asinine. But because it's like when well, let me pull something up real quick, because a lot of these companies, they put all their earnings and stuff. Well, they have to legally on the website. Um, because they have over 260 million. God damn, 260 million subscribers. Jesus, that's a lot. And of those 260 million subscribers, you telling me you ain't no money, and they going up in price like every
Now,
other week?
now, now, do they count subscribers as people that you add to your account? So, like, if you have an account and you have your daughter and somebody, you know what I'm saying? Do they consider that
Mm-hmm.
a subscriber, right? Like, or is it individual accounts, 250 million individual accounts, which isn't, it's still like possible because they're global outside of like a few territories. See what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
that's interesting. I wonder if that's like I wonder what that number is. If that, like, does that count in like households of like people that still, you know,
Yeah.
does that, what does that count? What does that include? You know, mm, it's a lot of motherfuckers though.
That is, yeah. I'm gonna have to do some research on this, because that's one thing that I'll say I've never done. I've always heard of people say the Netflix isn't profitable. I've never actually looked into it myself to see. I've just always heard people say that. 'Cause the soft bit of research that I'm doing right now, it says Netflix's 9.4 billion dollars in the first quarter. In first quarter revenues are 5.28. Oh, okay. Or $5.28. That can't be right. Per share? That can't be right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to look at research, because I'm curious in regards to Netflix and their ability. But nonetheless, though, getting back on this week's news, BlizzCon, for the first time in eons, is canceled.
Damn.
Uh, which is a huge, probably one of the biggest conferences or cons. Well, that's what con stands for. Um, So it's going to be canceled, but they're saying that their promise is going to be back in future, but it's canceled for the year of 2000. It's not postponed because some people were thinking that it was postponed. It is full. It's canceled. So um, they are saying that there is going to come back. It's not canceled like permanently, like your E3s of the world and stuff like that. So they're just saying that this year they decided to
But
cancel it. Um,
they don't.
Go ahead.
They don't got nothing to show. They don't
Um,
have anything.
so yeah, so while they don't have anything to show, I'm BlizzCon has almost became like its own, like um almost kind of like its own like anime con, if you will. Like
Sure.
I was reading an article when I was doing the research on this. It was talking about that more people almost are coming just to see like other people's cosplay more so than they are the content that Blizzard has to show. So, and people thought that, which is so funny, people thought another group of people were thinking, oh, well, this is Microsoft doing. And it's like, well, Microsoft doesn't own Activision Blizzard yet. They're still going through that transition phase. So, Activision and so the CEOs that are still in place for Activision Blizzard are still um, in place right now. Like Microsoft hasn't made any executive changes yet. So it's like it takes time, and especially for a company as big as Activision Blizzard, like it takes a long time for that crossover to happen. Because I remember when I was working for Singular Wireless, and we got bought out by AT&T, or excuse me, Singular Wireless bought out AT&T. Um, and so it took us over like a year and a half to fully cross over. And then once we finally did, these fools decided, which wasn't too much work, but they decided to drop Singular and keep the AT&T name because that was more
It was popular.
known name.
Yeah, it was more popular.
So, but that created even more work though, having to convert everything over. But nonetheless, and that was way back in the day. So these takeovers, like it takes a while for it to fully go through. So say needless to say, Microsoft didn't have anything to do with cancel uh
No,
BlizzCon,
they
but
just didn't have anything to show. They canceled the Overwatch stuff, right? They canceled the Overwatch 2 story mode, so that would have probably been something they big. Diablo is out. There, I don't think there's another season coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did they have to show? StarCraft, like three, like nothing. They just didn't have anything. And like I know it's for it became more of like a cosplay event, but it's like for Blizzard, the company is still like their E3. You know, it's where they show off their new product. I just don't think they had anything this year. They've had a pretty interesting year, or a few years actually.
yeah. Um and their little statement was super generic. Pretty much stated after consideration over the last year, we at Blizzard have made the decision not to hold BlizzCon in 2024. This decision was not made lightly, as as BlizzCon remains a very special event for all of us. Um, we know many of you have enjoyed your time in BlizzCon past. While we're approaching this year differently, and as we have explored different event formats in the past, rest assured that we are rest assured that we are just as excited as ever to bring BlizzCon back in future years. Now, what's interesting about that is when they say future years, are you meaning next year? Are you meaning like years down the road?
Yeah,
Like,
how far are we talking here?
yeah, because when it because if it was next year, in my mind, you would just put next year. But the fact that you're saying future years makes me think it's probably not going to happen next year either. So, that kind of. One thing that I will say is like when me predicting and a lot of other people predicting that E3 and stuff like that was going to come to an end. It's like even my GameStop prediction, like I feel like within the next 5 to 10 years, GameStop's not going to be a thing anymore. Um, Even though you make these predictions, it's not saying that you want this to happen because it sucks. Like for nostalgia purposes, like I miss going to Best Buy and Hollywood Video to rent a game. Like I remember that vividly. My mom picking me up from school on Fridays, or me walking home, and when she got home from work, we go to Blockbuster. We'll get a movie, get a game, get some popcorn, come home. You know, and that was like a weekend for me. Or like saving up money or going to GameStop and trading in games to go towards the new release of a game that I've been looking for, or putting a pre-order down on a game that I can't wait for. Like it these conferences, it's like I'm happy that I got a chance to go to E3 before it wasn't a thing. Like E3 was such an iconic event for the industry. Like I got to go to E3 in the early stages, and I got to go to E3 in the later stages. Like I think I went to I forgot what year that was that I saw you out there, but
I want to say that was 2015, 16, 17, somewhere in that range, something like that. I think.
Yeah,
Because that was the last one. I think that was the last one I went to, and after that, I never went to another one.
That was my last one too.
Yeah, I think that was
But
the last one I went to.
It's like these. If you guys have never been to one, they're. I mean, there's good and
It
bad.
Sucks because you'll never get to go
right?
now.
Damn, it looked like you just just was ready to throw that in people's face and then start laughing at them. Oh,
I'm laughing
but
at myself. I'm sorry.
It was super fun being there,
It
going to
was.
these, experiencing them, being around other people that share the same passion that you have. Um, Seeing, being able to get hands on with these games, like it was crazy. Or just seeing the amount of work that they put into these different booths, and
Yeah, it's a spectacle.
it was wild.
It was a spectacle. Celebrities
It
and the whole night. It
was.
was, it was a spectacle. It was really cool. One of the cool, it was a really cool event. They obviously got like weaker over
Even the
time.
parties.
Yeah,
The parties were
parties used to be
crazy.
really
I
good.
mean,
Yeah, the parties used to be fire. The parties
like
used
I
to be
remember
fire.
when I went to CES, and they had and the CES party was at the Bellagio. Man, I'm thinking because it's CES was electronic companies and stuff like that. So I'm thinking it's gonna be like hella just, I don't know, nerdy, casual. I did not expect the night that I had.
Yeah, you tripping. Motherfuckers
Yeah,
party, dog.
yo,
Listen,
hard.
as someone who worked at, PlayStation, motherfuckers
Right.
party,
Yep.
like party, like party. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like party. So you know what I'm saying? Party, party, like really real partying. Like
Yeah.
you don't even understand. Like it's like turn up. Like when
Yeah.
people go out and they part, it's yeah for sure.
A
Big
time was
partying,
definitely had, and you kind of
motherfucker.
forget. It's like these motherfuckers are human. Like they're.
Yeah, motherfuckers put labels
It's
on
just
people,
like
and
they're professional during the day. Obviously, you gotta be.
everybody that don't work at
But
these companies, everybody work at these companies don't play video games. Let's just keep it. Let's be honest.
absolutely.
If you think that, something's wrong with you. Everybody at these companies
Yeah.
do not play video games, and I can say that for a
Which is
fact.
half the problem.
I've had people that don't even touch it, but it's a job. It's literally a job. They have no understanding of the concept of the game. They don't play them. They kind of are against them almost. It's just a job, which
Mm-hmm.
is stupid, but it's a job, so they're good at their job, so they don't have to know. But yeah, like everybody that works at these companies don't game, so they're
Yeah,
not
it's
gamers.
just like when you go to a GameStop or something like that.
Yeah,
For
they
those
Best
people,
Buy.
it's just your job. They
Yeah,
don't be
Best Buy,
knowing,
Home Depot. You go somewhere and be like, "Hey, where's the?" They be like, "Oh, I don't know," like because they don't.
right?
They really don't.
Because I was telling my sister about because she wants to get the next Switch when it comes out. Because I told her I was like, don't buy it, um, because it's going to be coming out either later this year or the top of next year. And she was like, yeah, when I went to GameStop, they were telling me that, and I was like, dude, and I was like, you don't know no better, but that's just your job for those
but
people. Like,
also,
I actually,
but also, you you're doubting me. That's what
but
you
see,
doubting me.
I don't be wanting to sound like that though.
I'm saying it. You're doubting me? Me? You live what you know me. Like you know I get down, I get bit like, nah. That's like somebody that hoop and then you don't ask they like a professional, you know what I'm saying? You don't ask them a question. You're like, well, I wouldn't ask this other person. You're like, bruh, I do that. I did that. Ask me. Like GameStop, they don't know nothing. No offense to people that work at GameStop, but most times it's a job. They don't know
Yeah,
shit. They'll tell
and
you
they don't
anything
be
to make a
knowing
sale.
nothing.
No,
Right.
or sometimes they be fans too, and they really don't have no real insight.
Sometimes
And people be thinking they have real insight because they work at a
they
video
work
game
there.
store. And it's like, no, he knows games, but he don't have like the inside school. He's a fan just like you. He just happens to ring up the cash register. He or she happens to ring up the cash register. They, you know what I'm saying? Whoever, shit, that's it. They don't have no fucking insight into the gaming industry.
um, and last but not least, man, Apple.
What they did.
They've had a change of heart. Well, people feel they're having a change of heart. I feel
Or they just
otherwise. I
got
feel
caught
like
slipping. Or they just ain't, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
they are now allowing emulators in the App Store now.
that's pretty crazy.
So, and it's been going like bananas. That's all I've been seeing in my YouTube feed and on my social media. Like, because I at first when I saw it, the original post I saw was on my IG from The Verge. Um, Shout out to The Verge. They're still one of the best blogs out here doing it. But um,
Is that a blog?
the, I was just thinking that.
No,
What would you
like
consider them?
that's a website, right? Like they're bigger than a
I mean,
blog. They're like a real website, like tech
they
website.
are. Excuse me. They are. But I mean, when you look at all these sites, especially for me doing my blog for so long, they all look blogish. They're just more professional, or
Yeah,
they are professional. But the verse dope. They're
yeah.
still dope. Like there's so many different tech sites, but they're like the only ones that just I don't know. It's just something about the Verge. I like the way they do stuff over there. But nonetheless, their post on IG was the first post that I seen in regards to it, and so I assumed because I just swiped past it, I assumed that it was somebody who had jailbroken their phone or what have you. But then I kept seeing it. And then I went on YouTube and I was looking for some YouTube videos to watch. And I kept seeing it. And so I was like, okay, let me look. So I paid respect to The Verge because they were the first ones that I had seen it. So I searched for The Verge on YouTube and that their podcast was talking about how Apple is allowing emulators now. Um, and so they feel that a lot of this has to do with the lawsuit that they're
Epic
currently
Games.
having. Yeah, exactly. So in order for them to say that they're not monopolizing the market and stuff like that, now they're allowing emulators on the store. But my thing with emulators, what I've never understood, I've never did the research on it either. How is Nintendo say? How are these companies not suing, or how are they not? How are they not blocking this from
No,
coming to?
Nintendo's gonna come sooner or later. They always
Yeah,
do.
because I'm like, how is even? How are emulators? Period. I'm shocked just beyond belief that they're allowing an emulator in the store because it's like these are not games that these emulation companies own. They don't have the rights to them. They don't have the license to them. So it's almost as if Apple is
Well, if
promoting
you
illegal business.
if you rip the game, so if you rip your own game, you can emulate your own game. The problem is what happens is the emulation once it gets on the internet. So like you can like hard copy all your games, right? Emulate all your games. It's nothing against doing that. It's just the fact like sharing the emulation. So like once it goes like big,
Right. So, um, I haven't downloaded it. I probably won't because, again, I don't like touchscreen controls. I've never been a fan of touchscreen controls. So I don't see myself buying it.
they cost.
Or excuse me, I, that's a question.
They
I
charging for
don't
those?
believe
Nah,
so.
that's a different monster.
I don't believe so.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, they want trouble if they charging.
no, they're not charging. No, they're not charging. It's taking me back to a YouTube video I saw. Um, I guess on Android, there's a company that like side load them, and I guess in order to help pay for their servers or something like that, you have to pay like $1 and some change. And people were like complaining about it. I can't remember. It was a YouTube video I saw a couple of days ago. I can't. It's vaguely in my brain right now. But nonetheless, I the little backbone controller won't work for it because I mean I guess it could, but it won't work because you hold the phone in landscape mode with the backbone controller. So and because these are emulators, they're like look like a Game Boy on the screen. So you're already not seeing that much of the game. So I can only imagine putting that in landscape if you can. I don't even think you can put that in landscape orientation, your phone in landscape orientation to play those games because it will look super smaller at that point. Nonetheless, I just don't do touchscreen controls. Um, Never been a big fan of them. Outside of the games that work for a touchscreen, like your Candy Crushes and like
Fruit Ninja.
yeah, stuff like that. Obviously, this it's built for that. But when the controller is on the screen, yeah, no, I can't do that. So, um, but it's dope that it's there for the people that want it though, and are comfortable with that. Like that's so cool that it's there. But I am so curious to see what's gonna happen though,
Yeah,
because
but
I would think it was coming soon.
Nintendo's
Like
coming.
pretty cool.
They finally got to Steam Deck. They'll be coming.
Oh wait, expand on that. I didn't know
they,
about this.
they shut down the what was the name of the Steam Deck emulator? I forgot the name of the Switch emulator that they just shut down and made them pay. They had to pay a fine. Uh, Damn, what was the name of the emulator? Oh, Yuzu. They shut that down. They just
Mm,
sued them. Hold on, I'll be right
okay.
back.
Yep. So I can't. So now that Apple offers emulators in their store, I'm curious to see like what else they're gonna start offering in the excuse me, in the PlayStation store, in the iPhone store. Because the store for people who own an iPhone, like I've owned both. I've had the Note on two different occasions. So I've messed around with the Play Store, or just having Android. Period. Like you could download from third party apps. Like you don't have to just download your apps from the Play Store, whereas on Apple that's never really been the case unless you like jailbreak your phone. But now they're beginning to offer stuff like that. So it's going to be very curious to see what this phone is going to look like moving forward. Um, but that is all the news that we have for you guys today, people. So it looks like I'm going to be closing out the show by myself today. If you guys can, please follow us on social media. Select Start Radio across everything. TikTok, the band TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. So, and then you guys can follow me. I'm on social media. All this stuff is going to be down in the show notes. If you guys listen to the podcast on any podcast platform, in the show notes, you'll see all of our social media information. So, yeah, follow social media. Again, anytime you guys are thinking, man, I wish I could help out the show, you can. Review it, comment, engage with the stuff that we post, because all that stuff helps out a lot.
Yes, it
So,
does.
For my guy Hoodnerd, who just came back in so smoothly.
Hey, at the
We've been
peak.
doing this for so long.
Couldn't hold it. I was like, I don't know when the show's going to end, but it's not going to let me do it. I've been holding it.
We getting older.
That bladder was crazy. I had too much water. I was like, yo, I can't. Sorry, I had to run.
So it's looking like LBJ might be getting swept for the second year in a row.
They don't got no firepower, dog. They don't got no firepower. Rui Hachimura is good, but he ain't the answer. Sorry. They don't got no firepower.
So for all of my
I feel bad for him, and I feel bad for Bron and Steph. I feel bad for them. They had really good years, and they just didn't have enough, around them. Like Steph was having like a career year, and it's like Draymond and other bullshit. Clay not hitting shots, and then now the Lakers can't get no bucket. Denver's dominant though. They're too big, too fast, too powerful. They're hard to guard, and they can shoot. What do you do?
Yeah, I want to make this known. I am not a LeBron James hater. The people who love LeBron James make me a LeBron James hater.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's the same way that people feel about, Mike fans. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Magic Johnson and Bird fans probably feel the same way about people that love Michael Jordan. I'm sure. And the people that felt that way about Magic and Larry probably felt that way about Oscar. You know what I'm saying? It's going to do that forever. Yeah. It's going to be Anthony Edwards is next, right? Whoever is going to be the next person, it's going to be the next new fandom that becomes the hated once they become a winner. Steph. Everybody loves Steph. Everybody loves Steph until Steph started winning. Then it was like, whoa. Nah. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens. They switch on you. So, yeah, I mean, that just means you good.
Well, I say all that to say that for all those people who always was using the argument, well, LeBron James, they got swept in the first round of the playoffs like Michael Jordan. Well, bitch, this is 2 years. So they're even in that space. Michael Jordan got swept the first round twice. LeBron's about to get swept the first round twice. So find a new argument, you pieces of shit. On that note, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Peace.